Hey Aaron, how you doing? I'm doing okay, I guess. Yeah, I am, and I'm working on my other films as well, but um, they're kind of postponed right now because of what's going on in our world. Uh, so I kind of I was like, it's wowing. I was filming. I was like halfway in to filming Insane, and then of course the coronavirus happens, and I had to postpone the film. Um, Both movies would have been Insane, Cage of Madness, and The Devil's Servants would have been completed filming uh, m- probably by the end of April. Or sooner, but my guess would have been sometime in late April. All would have been wrapped up. Um, so it's a little delayed a bit, and it's not because oh, I want to take a break from my films. It's I think you guys know why I can't uh, really make a movie right now. Yeah, it's pretty. Uh, this is all very just surreal and sad and everything, um, and numbing and just sad. Um, I might split Insane Cage of Madness into 2 films. Um, I've been thinking about ideas of what I could do maybe with the series, with the story, um, despite what's happening right now. Like, is there a way I could complete, um, some film? Uh, and so I kind of discussed the idea of making Cage of Madness a two-parter. And the Destiny films did so well as a two-parter. So I've done two-parters before, and maybe like this is very necessary. Maybe because I want to get more films out to my audience. But everything's delayed. uh, and we all just have to be patient and you know wait for everything to get better than how it is right now. And you know it's yeah, it's shocking. I mean, I've never seen anything like this before, um ever, in my life. I mean, I've seen crazy stuff, but I mean, this is, I mean, people wearing masks, avoiding contact of each other, um, you know, scanning your ID through a screen, like all this stuff that's like very it's sad. Um, play all these places closed. The mall isn't open. Uh, Everywhere it really isn't open. Nothing's open. Um, and anytime where I've been outside, which is not very often, um, it's very quiet. It's very quiet. And really, the only time I hear anything loud is sirens. It's the only time I hear something loud. Um, Movies are begging posted. Yeah, I don't know. I just don't know where films are gonna. I mean, the news that came out, AMC theaters that they're like shut. They're gonna stay shut down forever. Like, why? Why would it? I mean, AMC theaters wasn't really doing. Personally, I don't think it was really doing too well with the general audience of people. I mean, general place to go see a movie. Regal Cinema, Movie Tavern, Marcus Cinema, all those seem to have gained more attraction, even IMAX. But AMC wasn't really, it wasn't like it was back in the day. But that does surprise me that AMC would shut down uh, this soon. Um, you know, I would think if they were to shut down AMC theaters, it'd be another, like, 20 years it would have to take, to completely close a theater. Not like that. You know. Yeah, everything's being delayed, pushed back. All that. And that's what I have to do now. The thing is Insane isn't supposed to come out till the fall, but you know that might be changed. So if I do a two-parter, what I have in mind, part one could come out this fall, and a movie of mine could come out. It's a matter of can you guys wait? Due to the coronavirus, things that are out of my control. Is this like, can everybody just be patient about this? Because I'm already working on these movies. I mean, I was filming them, and then I was forced to stop. So um, I want to be able to get really good movies out for you guys. So Double Servants wasn't going to come out till fall of next year. So that movie isn't really hurt at all, because that's not coming out till fall of next year. So I'm not worried about Double Servant so much. Um, but definitely Insane. I mean, I was very, very close. I mean, I got a lot of scenes done, and to where I could start promoting this film, but I have to get more and more footage, um, and work around the footage I have, and maybe come up with something that can work. I had to completely think in my head exactly where am I going to go with all my films now, and how I'm gonna, it's almost like reorganizing um, the whole thing. And I just never thought this would happen, something like this, where we'd all be suffering something like this. Um, it's really, really sad. Um, I definitely have uh, had moments just where I've just been very, very, very sad by this, um, and times where I'm just very depressed because I try not to think about it, but I think a little bit of like, oh, what's going on in the world, and I just can't get what's going on in the world out of my head, because it's everywhere. What's going on. Thank you, Aaron. That's cool. You're my number one fan. Cool, cool. I want to do this live stream tonight for about a couple hours, hour, 2 hours around there, because I haven't live streamed in a while, and I haven't made any videos in a while, and I haven't even made a video to my audience that my movies are postponed. But I assume that that is like a you know I don't know, that's just inevitable. Like, there's no way I could. The movie, you guys know the kind of movies I make. There's no way I could get them made right now. Because I require so many people, in a bunch of people. I mean, there's sequences in in scenes in these next two films where a bunch of characters are all in one room, and not really, you know spread out. So, uh, yeah, those films have to be delayed because there's just no way to make them. If there was a way to make them, I would, but no, no, it's it's all postponed right now. Um, but yeah, I hope they don't cancel Scream 5. Um, I hope that they don't reboot. I mean, yeah, I hope they don't reboot Scream because that would be. Uh, I mean, I've actually said that I think my whole life that if they reboot Scream, that'd be really stupid. Um, that would be really bad. I really don't see any point for remaking Scream, and I don't know how they would, because the Scream series, it's there's a little bit of meta-ness in there, and it's all about the generation at the moment, of its horror movies. The original Scream was about, you know um, just horror movies in general. Which is why we all love the original movie, because it's just about, you know classic horror films. uh and then Scream 2, which is my personal favorite. um that one was about sequels, which was so cool. No, I still have not seen a movie to this day that goes into movie sequels like that. um and that was cool. Scream 3, don't like it, but the whole trilogy aspect thing, that was, I mean, had the movie had been good, the trilogy thing wouldn't have been a problem. And then Scream 4 was smart with uh the whole reboot thing, making fun of reboots. So now that Scream 4 kind of has done that with making fun of remakes. uh to see a remake of Scream, and we've already have gotten like the Scream show, which has already sort of felt rebootish, you know. So it'd be kind of cool for them to revisit the original franchise. And even if the original characters didn't come back, or even if it was just one of the original characters, um, they could create all these new characters that could be related to the old characters, and just come up with like new characters, new stories, but they all could be connected to the original films. I would rather see that than them just reboot it entirely, remake it entirely. I mean, of course, it would make a lot of money because you're in line to go see a movie called Scream. It's not Scream this, not Scream that, or Scream anything. It's called Scream. Um, Now, maybe they should make a Scream 5. Yeah, they should make a Scream 5 and maybe call it Scream, just maybe, to gain popularity for Scream again, because Scream is, it still has its audience, it's still there. But the Scream show would have been more successful, more popular if people liked Scream more today. Than, obviously Scream was bigger back in the 90s, and in the early 2000s and stuff. um, because look at the how successful Scary Movie was. I mean, that was the time where Scream was very successful. Now Scream is not the same name that it once was. So maybe do something where maybe the characters in Scream 5 like I said, they're maybe related to the original characters, or have or they're similar, or there's some form of connection with the previous characters, and they could go multiple routes, and then maybe still call it Scream, and maybe treat it as if it's a reboot, but it's not though. I don't know. I just would not like to see it an entire reboot where they start from scratch, and I don't see the point in that either, because Sydney, Gale, and Dewey are all alive. They, not, at the end of Scream 4, yeah, all the new characters died, but not the old characters, and those characters are still around, and we want to see more of Gale, right, Sydney, and their story, and um, you enjoyed their story so much in the films, and their characters, and you know uh it just would, yeah, it'd be too bad, it'd be too bad. What idea do you have, Aaron? Can you do live reactions videos while you go live? I don't know how to do that, and don't you need a partnership with Google to be able to do that? Because I don't know if I have the accessibility to that. um I mean, I can react to stuff live, but you guys couldn't see like the video, of the what I'm watching. That's why I'd rather not record it live. I'd rather record it on my own, even though my reaction's live. I'd rather. Um, hey, Jeremy. Well, probably the people that do it have a partnership with Google, and I don't have a partnership with Google. I've never had a partnership with Google, and I never will have a partnership with Google. How you doing, Jeremy? But I'm gonna continue to do reaction videos, of course, when the Halloween Kills trailer comes out. Like, I'm gonna be, making a video reaction vid to that immediately, getting that out. Because like I love doing reaction videos, but not live. Maybe I'll do one for in the future, but I want to know like which movie people would want me to react to live. The most out of all of them. Sorry, I'm doing all right, Jeremy. What sucks is I can't get my hair cut. And I literally had only two more scenes left. Uh, um, for my scenes in Insane Cage of Madness, and I grew my long hair out for the movie, facial hair out for the movie, uh, and all that. And I was gonna get a haircut in like a week, which was this was back like a month ago, and then yeah, of course the coronavirus happened, and no haircut places are open, so my hair has never been this long, and it drives me crazy. I cannot wait till my hair is short. Um, the long hair has been a annoying process. I only grew it out for Insane Cage of Madness. I only grew it out for my character, and I was very much looking forward to getting my hair cut. And yeah, and I don't know how long It's going to be till I can get my hair cut. So it's a little frustrating. No, I didn't block you. So, Jeremy, you want me to be on your show, and you want to interview me? I'm sorry. I just like it. Um, do you have like a network, or I mean, what is this? Like, I'm sorry. Uh, how is the filming process going for Insane? It was going absolutely phenomenal. It was going absolutely great. It was going amazing. It was going absolutely amazing. I had all my actors, like all set. Everybody showed up on time. I was getting so many scenes done. Um, and it was like finally I was getting both films done. Insane, Cage of Madness, The Double Servants. It was happening. Those movies were being made. They were being filmed, and then the coronavirus happened, and then it happened. And thankfully, thank goodness, people that I know in my life don't have the coronavirus. I'm grateful about that. Um, that none of my friends or family are sick or dying from this. I can't imagine the families that are going through this stuff. This is really horrific, and I really wouldn't mind one day making a movie about the coronavirus, and making a movie about 2020 in general, because this year is wow, 2020 is really kicked off with a bang. Yes, we can record it via a messenger call or Facebook call. I go for a very raw feel. I'm excited for the Double Servants and Insane. Both are going to be great. Thank you, Jeremy. Yeah, I wouldn't mind at all doing an interview if you want. That'd be great. Hopefully, it's possible we could do my review. I mean, not review. Sorry, um, interview when my hair is short. Um, and my facial hair is gone. Like, oh god, like it's just like it sucks. So when my hair is short and my facial hair is gone, I'd rather do it a professional interview. Um, if it's audio interview, like then that's different. Like then like that's cool, because like I do not I do not look like myself. I look like my character, but I do not look like myself. So, like, yeah, I had an idea, Jeremy, where Insane Cage of Madness would be two films over one movie, um, and make it a two-parter. Because if I did that, I could possibly get out the part one this year. Despite the coronavirus, I could get the film. Thanks to the amount of footage I have shot so far for the movie, and even though limited resources I have those resources, and I could find a way to split this story into two films, um, and maybe do something like that. Um, I of course would do everything I could to make it work. The Destiny movies were, you know, well received by people. Making that a two-parter, but then that was because it was so big, the storyline. This would be because of the coronavirus. It was, but yeah, it's just such a scary time. It's such a scary time, you know, in our history. Oh, Honestly, this year has been pretty bad due to all the movies being delayed or going straight to digital. The only movie I hope that doesn't get delayed is Halloween Kills. Well, we pretty much us Halloween fans had to wait. We had to wait 9 years for another Halloween movie after H2. So if we have to wait, a year, if this is delayed a year, you know, um, that will not be a big deal. um, and also, I don't think it would get a full on October. I don't think they would delay it for a whole year. I think it would come out in like April. mm, because April, Scream 4 came out in April. I mean, a lot of horror movies have come out in April. Um, so they may give it, they might give it like an April release slot. Halloween H2O and Halloween Resurrection both came out in what, July. Um, those were summer entries. Uh, so maybe they'll release Halloween Kills in the summer. Because I think fans, it would be too long of a wait. You know, um, to wait for Halloween Kills for October 2021. I would hope that they could get it out in spring of 2021 over fall. Especially that they completed filming the movie, what, at the end of last year? It was right at the beginning of this year? I was going to ask, can you do more reactions when new trailer come out? Of course, yes. I will do reaction videos to the Halloween Kills, trailers, and I hear that that movie's gonna be pretty brutal, and, you know, I heard it's gonna be one of the most violent, horror movies. Which is awesome. Yay! You know, I hope it's brutal. I mean, the title has kills in it. So I would hope that it would be very violent. Halloween movie, because it would be cool if the movie could have the old John Carpenter suspense. With the same kind of like lighting and shadow and camera framing, which the new movie did succeed, but I feel like they could even make it look even more like the original films. And imagine that, but with today's kind of like brutality, like like with the kills, like it'd be more, I guess, on the Curse of Michael Myers level, but I think they could still make it more retro, even though it's going to be more brutal. Halloween Kills finished filming in November 29th. Yeah, exactly. Like that, they finished filming a while ago. I like when I do movie reactions, trailers as well, Aaron. It's been tough to get on camera because I was working on my movies, and then now everything is you know all over the place, and I have to think of ways to make all of it work with my films. And yeah, and I've been catching up on my shows and stuff and video games, because but been putting so much of my time, my life into my films. Where I don't, it's yeah, and I give myself consistent anxiety, and I just have a lot of anxiety, and uh, yeah, yeah. Um, So it is hard to just make video, make just be on camera to people and talk. It wasn't as bad. That's really the reason why I don't make a lot of videos, like as many videos as I could, because of my anxiety. It takes a lot for me to be on video and talk to you guys and communicate like this. It's not something I can just um, it's yeah. Um, my mind and everything. I have to be like, yeah, I can do a YouTube video right now. I could do a live stream. So to where like like last week I was like, oh, I'm gonna live stream Tuesday or Wednesday night of and of next week, and I'm gonna stream for like 2 hours or something like that. Um, so I definitely plan mostly everything ahead, and I think that's why I've been able to get all these movies out like the way I have because they're all planned, like years in advance and outlined, and it's good to have those scripts and everything. I think it's different when the director is the writer as well, and doesn't have to rely on the writer. The director is the writer as well. So I've definitely gotten benefits from that making movies with me being the writer. Because honestly, not every movie that I make, I want to be the writer. I sometimes I would like a break, where I could just direct someone else's script. But um, it does not seem possible, really. So, I've tried to, I mean, people also offered me to direct their scripts, and then that didn't turn out well. So, I kind of direct my own scripts and, hope that people like it. And then also what I like to do is, I do improv with my actors as well, and I get their input as well. So I like my films to be a collaborative process rather than one mind of for the entire project. I like it to be a collaborative effort because to me the movie feels more real. The films feel more real, and the characters feel more real if I uh, get more reality out of the actors than fiction because you just don't want it to come off like it's scripted. You want the acting to be as real as possible. So if I have to improv with some of my actors at times for their acting to be better, then then I will do so. And I don't have to go to the writer, to be like, hey, I'm changing this line in the script. Is that okay? Because I do write my scripts, it can just be changed on the spot like that. Halloween Ends is supposed to begin shooting in September 2020. Well, I mean, that's still a possibility, judging by how will all go. Uh, you know, um, but I keep seeing the death toll of the coronavirus, and it just definitely worries me, where our world's going. You didn't delete your movie reactions, did you? No, no, no. I have a playlist that's called movie reactions. You can go to that, and none of them are deleted. Hmm, Super Bowl was gonna go to. All right. Oh, jeez. Wait, where is it? Come on. All right, so that's loading. What iPhone do I have? I have the newest model with the iPhone 11. Mm, this one. That one. So, like, how have you been, Aaron? How have you been, Jeremy? Like, how are you guys doing? Like, how are you guys surviving with the coronavirus? Like, are you guys like keeping yourself, in your home, and like, how are you guys handling that? Because that's people saying all of us people are, trying to survive. Um, so I know AMC theaters might close completely. That's not good. I remember being like, they're never going to shut down movie theaters. They're never going to shut down movie theaters. And they're shutting down movie theaters. They're shutting down movie theaters. They can't, like. And the only reason I would see movie theaters being shut down is for them to be used as like hospitals if the hospitals get like over uh you know um overcrowded. But I mean that's so sad because I was wanting to go to AMC theater for IMAX. So yeah, E3's canceled. I know. Okay. So I'm reading worldwide statistics. Total deaths in the country due to coronavirus is 82,133. And in the United States, we've had over 12,000. We're reaching 13. We're reaching 13,000 uh, deaths, and I think it's even more than that. But that's what it says. Yeah. 82,000. 82,000. For 82,000. I'm okay. I stay home as much as possible. I've only gone out for supplies. My work closed completely. We'll be reopening in May, but it sucks. Okay. I just wonder how all of us people are going to go back to our daily lives, all being around each other. Like, are we all going to have to wear masks? I mean, how exactly is this going to work? Because if the death toll is expected to get the worst by July, you know, um, that's just it's freaky. There's been about a million, no, 400,000 cases in the US. Wow. And Spain has had more deaths than the US, 14,000 deaths. Oh my God. Just can't believe this stuff. New York's coronavirus death toll now greater than several countries. MA coronavirus, new projection triples likely death toll. Oh my God. New York reports highest single day virus death toll. I mean, like, just I just can't believe this stuff. I really, it's so sad. It's so sad. And I used to work at a nursing home. I used to work at a nursing residence, and you know, I just couldn't. I can't imagine. I just can't imagine. Um, because I wouldn't say I made friends with the residents when I worked there. I was assistant chef. Um, but like I got along with everybody, and I treated everyone with respect, and I just like try not to think about like you know um, the residents, like them passing and all that. Um, because like, um, yeah, this is horrible. I was excited about the PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X as well. But I think they're going to be both delayed, and that would make sense because they can't have like a opening night launch where people are in line to go get it, and of course, people can get it online, and it makes a lot of they make their profit through online, but they that's also big to promote in the media, people all going to get the new console, and all that, so it wouldn't be as memorable. And then also they E3 was E3's canceled, you know, which I mean, yeah, I mean, what can you do? Uh, well, May for now, it could definitely change. We were supposed to open back up at the beginning of April, then April 13th, now May. Yeah, see, like the dates keep changing, Oh, yeah, we're quarantined for 2 weeks. Oh, now it's a month. I wonder what's going to be said, after this lockdown that we're all in, you know? Where I live, everything closed, but grocery stores are still open. Yeah, you can still get fast food, but just through driving. Yep, yep. But you couldn't go in. Yes, yep. It's pretty much how it is here. Everything's closed. The gas station that I go to, or everyone goes to, closes so early now. It's so strange, and just the roads out there are just so quiet. Like quiet. You know, it sounds like the falls. It moving I mean, living out here in PA, there was a lot of noise, even in small towns. Uh, when I lived in Wisconsin, when I lived in the Falls, um, it was very quiet, pretty much most of the time. So, it was, very quiet area, and, I feel like I'm living back in the Falls, with the lack of sound, because that's how it was where I lived. You couldn't hear anything. Only thing you could hear was like the water stream, the the park. You could hear the water in the park, the waterfall and all that stuff. But that was about it. Um, so it definitely has like that, like quiet, nobody around kind of. It's like the Jester films. Yeah, it's kinda got the Jester vibe. There's no one out, it's got the Jester feel, you know? I don't know. And I think the Insane films are gonna be, uh, well, the Insane Cage if Insane Cage of Madness is 2 movies, or if it is just 1 movie, we'll see where this all goes. Um, but, I think the Insane movies, or the Insane story, is gonna be more s popular with people, because people are going to be able to relate to it a little bit more now, than ever before. And I think the movies are going to come out at the right time, because it'll be after, of course, the coronavirus, and everyone's going to have remember what it was like to be in their homes. They couldn't leave their homes because of this, because of that. They couldn't see their family members. They couldn't see friends. Everything. They were limited on supply, food, water. Um, I can't imagine the people that don't have any. money for any food or water. Like, how are they getting by? I mean, so I think Insane is going to be more successful with audiences than it once was. I mean, you let me know, Jeremy and Aaron. What do you guys think of that? Do you think Insane will have a more bigger response, or do you think that it'll get the same kind of responses that the first one got in the prequel? Because when the Insane movies came out, that was never been done. It was never been done before. I think if I made Insane now, it would be a little different. I think I would have gotten more responses. Um, and I think they were ahead of its time. I think I always said that about Insane, that there are movies that are ahead of its time. And now I see that. I would, I see that they were ahead of their time. Same with Double Servant, but more I think more so Insane is out of all my films ever or series, that is where that's ahead of its time more than any of them. I'm not on lockdown, but I feel like I'm on lockdown. I think it will definitely have its audience. I personally love the idea of both films. You on lockdown, Ryan? Well, we're all quarantined. I can't go to a store. I can't really, yeah, really go anywhere. You know, Everyone's staying inside, so pretty much we're all like quarantine. I mean, you could say that it is like a lockdown. Where um, because nobody can leave the state. You can't leave your state. So it does have a lockdown aspect to it. You can't be around people. You can't. You have to wear a mask. I mean, all this stuff. It definitely has a lockdown, a whole atmosphere to it, and it's yeah, it's sad. But as what Jeremy, you were saying, I think it will definitely have its audience. I personally love the idea of both films. Thank you, Jeremy. I wish I could tell you guys more about Insane, um, but I just don't want to spoil uh, anything. The Insane movies have been known, to surprise the audience in ways that you wouldn't think that you'd be surprised. So, not every movie I like to do that, like to surprise people and shock people, the kind of whole thing. But I tend to always have a moment or moments in my films where it surprises the audience. There's a moment we engage. I don't want to bore you guys. I don't want to make boring movies. I want to make good movies. Um, I have to get out because I work at a grocery store. Oh, work at a grocery store. Oh, that's what's that like? That's gonna be tough. Uh, I'm excited for. Jeremy says I'm excited for Insane. I was very surprised at the Double Servant. That one was creepy. Thank you, thank you. Yeah, yeah. Why, Jeremy? Did you like the Double Servant? Like what are more reasons why you liked it? I don't think I really heard enough responses from people about the Double Servant, and that, of course, is my favorite movie out of all of my movies. Um, and also, what you guys thought of Halloween New Blood? Aaron, what'd you think of Halloween New Blood? Jeremy, what'd you guys think of my take on Halloween Kills? Because Halloween New Blood is my interpretation of Halloween Kills, where the story could have gone. Uh, so if Halloween Kills ends up being a bad movie, let's just say, which I don't think it will be, um, you know, you guys can watch Halloween New Blood and, and like, hopefully it'll help with the pain of Halloween Kills not being a good movie. But I think it'll be awesome. Uh, Personally, it sounds awesome, and everything I've heard about Halloween Kills, it sounds great. I wish you made your movies hour long. Movies hour long. Well, see, that's the thing. Insane Cage of Madness is a movie that is like in the 40-minute range. Um, it's definitely like it's longer than New Blood. It's definitely my longest movie in a long time, but because of the coronavirus, I thought about the idea of making it two films. So if I did the two film thing, then they wouldn't be the film wouldn't be as long. And but of course, I could always create a supercut down the road with part one, part two, and make them one movie. And then you could consider that. You could kind of put those two together, and that would equal to like a 50-minute movie or something. Um, but I think also Insane. I would have if my focus was more on Insane, I would make it longer. But I'm also making Devil Servants at the same time, so it's two films back to back, and they're completely different kinds of movies. So I have to focus on two movies, and that's the challenge. Is going back and forth, and yeah. Um, the coloring effects made the Devil Servant. Thank you, thank you. Like the red, I loved coloring that movie. That was my favorite movie to color, by the way. Was all that red I put in there, and then when I was filming the movie, I had that red drape, and so mixing. Sometimes I didn't even have to add any color. I was able to just saturate the footage or contrast it a certain way, where that red in the background with the lighting uh, became the coloring of the scene. It was pretty remarkable. Um, the acting was really good. The movie was also, I believe, your darkest project. Thank you. Yeah, I think it's the darkest out of all of them as well. Um, it definitely. I wanted to go a darker direction with it, and usually my own original work is darker than my fan films. Because the thing is, when you're making fan movies, I don't like to mess with the source material, what's been done. So if I'm making a Halloween fan film, I'm not going to, try to do something that's completely different. I'm going to do something that not so much has been done before, but that's something that's very familiar with people. And same with when I did Ghostface versus Jason and all the Jason stuff and this Ghostface stuff. I wanted to give it that vibe. Now, of course, with Scream, I kind of broke the rules a little bit. Where I made the main character the villain. The main character was the villain, and the supporting character was the hero. And the hero ends up killing himself towards the end of the storyline. So he doesn't save the day, and instead, the main character's brother's sister tries to get revenge on her. It's such a revenge-like story, um, and yeah, it's like yesterday. I made the Destiny films, and I was 16 and 17 when I made those. It's just unbelievable how fast time goes. It's unbelievable how fast time goes. I'm 24 now, and I was 16 and 17 when I made the Destiny movies. I'm old. I'm old now. Um, as for Halloween New Blood, I loved it. I thought it was better than November 4th. Uh, well, I mean, November 4th is good, but I would think New Blood would be better because it's longer, and there's a little more to it. Um, Not saying November 4th isn't good. Yeah, yeah. It just felt a little last minute. Sorry if that hurts you, not my intention. No, no, no. No, I respect your opinion. Ran into a lot of problems with New Halloween New Blood and November 4th. They were not they were not my favorite movie experiences. Uh, and There were times, yeah, where I would have to film a sequence or whatever last minute, or short amount of time. Uh, um, when you're low budget, you are limited, and so when you're limited like that, um, you're going to get that feeling with my films is sometimes maybe that, oh, it felt rushed, or it felt that it went on too long, or this or that. Um, Usually there's a bigger reason, like the body count in Halloween New Blood, or the suspense of Michael Myers, or how I portrayed Michael Myers in Halloween New Blood, the cinematography shots, the music that my sister did for the movie. She actually rescored the Shape Hunts Allison theme from the new Halloween film. I'm really proud of her because I had her listen to it, and I even had her watch the scene again and again from the movie with the theme, and she just like rescored it, and it was epic. That song is so. I just when I heard it in the movie, I was like yeah. Um, so when I heard that the Shape Hunts Allison theme, I was like immediately I was gonna put that in Halloween New Blood, and it better be in Halloween Kills. It better not be a one track thing. Because the Shape Hunts Allison is like I think my second favorite Halloween theme after the original. Personally, started watching my videos back in 2011. Cool. Jeremy says, "Love that you threw in Thorn and New Blood. Thank you for that. I've been waiting for a fan film to include the Thorn cult." Thank you, Jeremy. Yeah, seeing it, that no fan films go into that. I mean, I think I've seen a couple that have, but I think a lot of them are a lot of writers are afraid to go there because I think a lot of them don't know how to write that section of Halloween. Now, I don't necessarily agree with, even though the producer's cut, yes, is in fact a better film than the theatrical cut. The theatrical cut is kind of better written because there's things that were cut out from the theatrical cut that did not need to be in the movie. So um, as long as the whole cult thing stays like the theatrical cut and not the producer's cut, then it's interesting. Because when I first saw The Curse of Michael Myers, I saw the theatrical cut. I did not see the producer's cut till way later. Um, and that movie's pretty much a mess. They easily could have made a better film. You know, um, and it had a lot going for it. It had a lot of potential. The Curse of Thorn. It was very interesting because Halloween 5 they hinted that Michael Myers why Michael Myers couldn't die. And it was interesting. It was an interesting take on the story, and it didn't feel like it didn't belong in the series. It was a cool welcome to the story, and yeah, and then they took it out, of course, when you get to Halloween H2O, and they've thrown away the whole cult thing, since then. But I thought it was interesting, and it added something to the story, to the series. But I don't think everybody was a fan of that. So so I tried to make it work in Halloween New Blood, without it feeling weird or or making it controversial or anything. I wanted it to be. Uh, I wanted everything to fit well, and I also wanted Halloween New Blood to be a mix of all the Halloween films in one, uh, for the most part. So you will see elements in that movie from like all the sequels, all the movies. Even like some music that were in it was in Halloween November 4th, and November 3rd, or in Halloween New Blood. So I'm even combining like some tribute elements from the November movies in it as well. So of course, Cassidy being in the movie too. It was cool. Uh, when I interviewed, sorry, mm, when I interviewed Dan Ferens back in excuse me. When I interviewed Daniel Farrens back in 2016, he said he tried something new and favors the producer's cut, but also understood why the director went with the Weinsteins to finish the movie. Yeah, yeah. Had the producer's cut had just cut out some stuff, you know, um, then I think it would have worked. And and the producer's cut ending definitely set up, another installment. It set up another movie that was going to be, huge, obviously. um and they didn't go there. Would have been fascinating, but um I can see why things were changed, when the Weinsteins took over. But I would like to see Daniel Farron's try. I'd like to see him try, a new Halloween script. I'd like to see him write a new script, and I'm surprised they didn't go to him for the new movies. He wrote Curse of Michael Myers really good. I love the drama in the script. You have that drama between Kara Strode and then her parents, and I mean, there were moments, in that script you forget that it's a Halloween movie, but it's not in a bad way though. It's very much like how a Halloween movie should be. So I like Daniel Farron's writing for the most part. It'd be interesting to see him come back and do something with the series. I know Daniel Harris talked about, coming back to the franchise with Daniel Farrens, which would be kind of cool if they did after Halloween Kills, Halloween Ends. They kind of do their own, Halloween Kills, Halloween Ends, to Halloween 4, 5, and 6, maybe, something like that. You know, I remember Daniel Harris had the idea of ignoring everything after Halloween 5, and kind of retconning everything after 5 and starting over, which I think would be pretty cool. Um, so I like Daniel Harris's ideas, honestly. Like she gets it, you know. Um, so hopefully, they'll get her, for Halloween because she is Daniel Harris. How do you not put her, um, in the Halloween films? Uh, is your channel still growing? I think so. I think my channel's decreased a little bit with watch time, subscribers, views a little bit, because I haven't made as many videos lately, or just in the past months, because I've been so busy with these movies. Um, and so I have like an editing crew that can get all this behind the scenes stuff out or whatever in a second, and oh, it's overwhelming, very much. So I do feel bad. I do want to make a lot more videos. I have more videos planned. I want to do reaction videos. I want to do this kind of video, that video, and entertain, my subscribers. Entertain you guys more. I just have to get these movies made. So yeah, yeah. Uh, he also told me off the record that he wished that he remembered telling Joe Chappelle that if you go with the Weinstein, they will have more power over the series than they need. Wow. You think he would have just told Joe Chappelle that, like right when why would he forget to tell him that though? I mean, that's the writer and the director working together all the time, like you think they would have had that conversation, you know, especially that we know who the Weinsteins are now, we really know who they are. So, yeah, but it's just like, um, can you keep your stream live so I can watch it later? Of course. Yes, I can keep it. Feel free to keep asking me more questions, guys. Like you know, feel free to. Look at this. Look at my hair. You know, feel free to. Look at this. Look at my hair. Look, look how crazy this is. No, let me show an example. Look, like you can't even see my face. Like it's like gone. My face is gone. You know. So yeah, does not make me happy because I do not like to wake up with all this hair in my face like this. It's like a ugh, just annoying. It's like yeah. But the thing is like if wigs were actually good, I probably would have used a wig for insane over real hair. But because when you're low budget and wigs cheap wigs are bad, really, really bad. Um, I just said screw it and grew my hair out. I just didn't care because I want the movie to be, realistic and effective, authentic. And not you're not watching scenes with me, and it's like, oh, that's a wig. I want you to be watching the scene, not watching. Oh, his hair's bad. You know, so I want my hair to be real, and not fake. So yeah, so I decided to grow out my hair. Uh, yeah, but it hasn't been easy. Has not been easy. I don't know why he didn't tell him, but yeah, it's true. If they didn't go with the Weinsteins, we would have avoided those Rob Zombie Halloweens. Yeah, yeah, but here's the thing. I love H2. I love Rob Zombie's H2, so I can't say that I don't like Rob's remakes. His first remake is okay, but his sequel, H2, the director's cut, is awesome. It's underrated, extremely underrated. I love the way the movie opens with Lori and in the rain. She's covered in blood, and Sheriff Brackett's like, you need to come with me, and the whole hospital opening. Michael Myers chasing Lori in the hospital, and then the whole first act of H2 is the best. It was awesome. And going into the PTSD of the characters, it was very, very realistic. Um, so I will defend H2 because I don't like really reading that stuff of Rob's remakes ruin Halloween, da 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 da. Because I don't think they did. I think it enhanced Halloween. In fact, I think it made it more popular. And I think H2 made people miss the original style of Halloween more. So, um, but everyone has their own opinion, so it's cool. I remember it took them 3 years to make Scream season three because of copyright. Yeah, they announced Scream season three right after season two was done. When the special came out, they released uh, an announcement that it was being renewed. I remember, and everybody was excited. And everybody thought season three was going to be a continuation of the first two seasons, which I think originally was planned. But obviously, I think stuff was going on behind the scenes, and I think that's why a reboot happened entirely. I don't think they would have rebooted it if there wasn't drama going on behind the scenes. So it was probably that was the reason. Um, because we all grew to like the characters in the first two seasons, and so it was kind of like it was a disappointment because I thought season three was going to be Emma and Audrey and Noah and all of them, and they were going to go into the rest of their stories, who the third killer was. They could have wrapped all that up in a six-part story, and it would have been basically like the special but longer, and it would have been great, and I think it would have been successful. Because it would have been those characters from the first two seasons, but it would have been shorter season, so it would get probably more airings, because if they were doing a 3-night binge thing, I think that would have been even more popular. But they wanted to reboot the Scream series, with make it more diversive, bring back Ghostface more than anything, bring back the Ghostface voice, and they wanted to bring back Scream, because the Scream show, the first two seasons, even though I really liked them, you know, are they scream, like the movies? No. Season 3 is the most Scream out of all 3 seasons. Um, because you hear Roger Jackson's voice, you get those moments with him, you like that. Um, the way that the season is shot, it feels like one long movie, and I was surprised as well. I think the killer reveals in the first 2 seasons were, not really, shocking. I was not surprised that it was Piper in season 1. I was not surprised that it was Karen in season 2. Um, but I was definitely surprised with season 3 because I didn't know really where it was going. Um, but I liked what they did though. Really did like what they did. So much to where I wish that they would make a season 4, or maybe cross over, the new season with the old season, do something with that. But you know, I refuse to watch Scream season 3. Why, Jeremy? Why do you refuse to watch Scream season 3? It's amazing. You're missing out. I like The Mask in the first 2 seasons. Oh, I like it too. Yeah, in fact, it's in the Miner versus Jason Ghostface story. Stupid hair. God, I hate my hair. Um, it's in the Miner versus Jason Ghostface story. Uh, so I do like the Brandon James mask, but it is, of course, not the original Scream mask. So season 3 kind of takes it all because you have Roger Jackson and Ghostface in that season, and he carried that whole season. That voice. It felt like the movies. It felt like the movies, and the first episode was like took place on Halloween, right? Like it was cool, and he did have the Halloween dance, and it was the dance episode in season 1. I know all that, but uh, I really like what they did with season 3 because it was more like the movies. Personally, I think it could have been even better. Yeah, I think it definitely could have been better. Um, I think the thing is because it was only 6 episodes, the characters weren't developed as long as they could have been. Um, but I think it was good that it was a 6-part story rather than them, having it go on for so many episodes and nothing happens, kind of thing. John Carno, who played Noah, and I had a nice chat at a convention in New Jersey right before they made the announcement, and how he said that he was signed on for a third season. Yeah, it seemed like that was direction that they were going. Was that those actors, were all, and I remember, I think Carlson Young said something when they announced the reboot, and she was pissed, um, because then they were all just like, "Yep, you guys aren't in season 3 anymore, bye." And then they went with, all these new characters, so, it may have been a slap in the face, but obviously there was stuff going on behind the scenes for them to just completely, get rid of season 2 like they did because it was such a cliffhanger, season 2. There's no way that their intention was to wrap it up there, you know? Um I'm so upset how they treat the cast on both seasons, telling them that they were released from their contracts and basically threw them away. It's just so depressing. Yeah, that had to have been like a whoa moment, for them because like the Scream show got really popular, and a lot of us were tuning in, and it became a show, it became a finally a TV series, and it just gets canceled. but it didn't get canceled. It was more so they were trying to treat it like American Horror Story, and where uh, you can do anything with Scream. I think that's also what they were trying to, you know, uh, always create new characters and come up with always new exciting stories because that's Scream. With Halloween, or Nightmare on Elm Street, Friday 13th. There's a limit there because it's always that same character. It's always that same slasher. With Scream, it's always a different person, so you can always do something new with it. And that's why, like making the Scream films were so fun, or I made so many more than any of my films because, you can do so much with that. It becomes more interesting. And the idea of, well, what if that Ghostface didn't die at the end of that movie? What if that killer lived to the next film? What would happen? And what would happen if they weren't killed off right in the beginning of it? What if they were actually in the story? You know, and how would that go? Because it'd be something new, something different, and they could do something psychological and really cool. With it. But yeah. Um, When I asked the writers of season 2 for an interview, they said due to contracts, they weren't allowed to talk about their firing. See, like a lot of stuff was going on behind the scenes, obviously, like bad, you know. I mean, if they can't even talk about it, you know, I mean, and remember, this is when the Weinsteins were in control of all this stuff. So who knows what was going on, and yeah, there had to have been some reason, because if there wasn't any drama going on behind the scenes or like that much drama, they would not have delayed. I mean, they would not have canceled the original story. I mean, the storyline from the first two seasons. They would not have uh, just gone into a new direction after that. The 6 episode thing would have been the original actors from the first two seasons, and it would have been wrapping up that story and who the third killer was, and that would have been something really cool. They probably would have brought back directors from the first two seasons, which season 3 did do. But it was only two directors, and it was the two guys that directed the Vanishing episode, and then they directed the Pet Cemetery remake, um, and they directed the first and last episode of season 3. Um, so, I mean, yeah, they're talented directors. I remember when I saw the Vanishing episode for the first time, I was like, "Whoa!" Um, that was awesome. And so when I saw that they were directing, 2 episodes for season 3, I was like, "Oh, this is going to be really good," because I thought that they did the best job when I first saw season 2, in terms of the directing standpoint. Uh, but yeah, who knows what was going on behind the scenes? But I can say that I really like season 3. Um, the third and fourth episode are my favorites. Man Behind the Mask, um, and then the fourth episode. Um, yeah, the third and fourth episode were my favorites of the third season. Um, I remember the fourth episode. Oh, how do I forget this? Uh, okay. Uh, Wait. Sorry, guys. 1 second. Uh, hmm. Okay. Oh, come on. My apologies, guys. 1 second. Okay, my bad. Okay. All right. So the fourth one's called uh, Ports in the Storm. Okay. So yeah, the Man Behind the Mask and Ports in the Storm are my favorites. Um, I did like Devil's Night and a little bit of Endgame. I did like the twist. But the third and fourth episode are the best, in my opinion. And they make up for a lot of the flaws in the season. Um, personally, um, yeah, because I mean, in the third episode, you get like Candyman, and I mean, and he's not literally Candyman, but it's like it's like Candyman and Ghostface fighting, and he has a Candyman line has that line like "Let's dance," that was cool, you know. I tried to interview Will Fitzgerald, but she declined due to not wanting to go into it. It must be that bad, you know. It's got to be that bad. I will. What's your guys' star sign, zodiac sign? I'm just curious. Taurus. Oh, my mom's a Taurus. That's funny. Mm. Your zodiac sign. So, all right. So basically, the month you were born in, uh, there's a sign to every single like time you're born in. So if you were born, um, uh, okay, all right, you were born in December. Okay, were you born early December or late December? Like the beginning of December, or was it like at the end of December? Okay, so you would be a Capricorn. You'd be a Capricorn. Uh, yeah, yeah, your birthday would be coming up, Jeremy, because the right now it's Aries season. Or Aries birthdays, but yeah, Taurus season's coming up. Once we get to April 22nd or April 21st, April 20th, yeah, around there. Then it's Taurus. Now I'm Virgo. Yeah, I'm a Virgo. I'm September 13th. So I haven't seen the movies since since I was new Star Wars movie. I haven't been to the movies since I was. Okay, so you're saying that you haven't been to the movie theater since Star Wars. The last movie I saw in the theater was Sonic. I think that was the last film I saw. No, 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 no. Was The Boy 2. Yep, that was the last movie I saw in the theater. Um, but I saw The Rise of Skywalker like 5, 6 times. I don't love Rise of Skywalker, but I like it. I don't love it because it's not the original trilogy. The story and everything is not it's not a smart like what the critics were saying. Even though I don't agree with them 100%, that it has like video game kind of cinematic kind of element to it. You know, the new Star Wars trilogy. It started out strong, and it set up an exciting trilogy, and then the Last Jedi kind of like spit on that, and then it didn't even there was no cliffhanger at the end of Last Jedi. It was like as if that was like the last Star Wars movie. And then Rise of Skywalker, they put in the Emperor, last minute, you know. So the whole trilogy is a mess, but I do like Rise of Skywalker. I do like a lot what they did with it. I like a lot of the music, and the nostalgia. I love that the movie has the vibe, feel of the original movies, and even though the story is weak, the acting isn't bad. Like it's not dull, boring. You never get the feeling that these characters are like looking at a green screen wall. You truly feel that these characters are in real environments. And it's easier for me to get into a movie when I believe the characters, and the environments that they're in. The more CGI, the less realistic it is. So yeah, even though the prequels are better written, the new trilogy does better with pretty much everything else, but the right, but the writing, yeah, but the writing portion. Um, so last time I went to the movies is when The Visible Man came out. Yeah, I want to see The Visible Man. I definitely want to rent that movie. Uh, because I was gonna see that. I was gonna see that. I was gonna see that in the theater. Ryan, would you ask the cast from season one of Scream to be in your movies? They probably would say no if I asked them. I mean, they probably would say no. I don't know. I don't think they would. Maybe if I was trying to do maybe a documentary, and I needed interviews, from actors, maybe they may say yes depending on the subject. But and if that were ever possible to be one out of those actors, out of all of them, that would be in any of my films or anything. But no, no, no. I don't see that ever happening. um, and but it's cool to work with people that aren't Hollywood actors. It's fun to work with people that I get that vibe every time, almost every time with the movie. Not every time, but excuse me, mostly every time where uh, it feels like this person's gonna have a big movie career, and I don't know that for sure, where their life's gonna go. Um, but it's cool to know that I'm like kind of the person that kind of started their career in a way where they were noticed somewhat. Um, and at the same time, even if they're not actually actors, of course, that's not their thing. It's cool that it has that vibe, that feeling that that's their first movie, um, and it's a cool thing, to work to actually work with real actors, like in Hollywood actors. I just like that'd be cool because they can act, and they be reliable very I could get great performances out of them probably very quickly, with the skill that they have. And I think that my films would be a million times better if I had like you know professional actors, people that love acting and know exactly what acting is, what goes into acting and the whole everything. It'd be that would be cool. And I would like to definitely check out movie theaters in my area, not movie theaters, sorry, theaters in my area. But of course, that's not a possibility till coronavirus goes away. Um, or they have a vaccination, and find people are willing to do these movies, and I think I don't know. I've thought about um, I don't know, maybe being in theater, um, way in the future, way in the future, like like not nowhere near any time soon at all. But it's definitely like a thought. But No, because I mean, I love movies. I mean, I love what I do, for my channel and all that. But um, I don't know. It's the time of your life. Like I'm 24, so it's like you think about like what am I doing with my life? What am I really doing? You know, uh, is what I'm doing? Am I happy? You know, is it affecting other people in my life? Does it affect me? Um, you know, um, and is there something else I should maybe do in my life? Maybe something that would make me happier. It's the kind of time of your life where you think that way. um, you think of when you're a little kid, you want to be this, you want to be that, and then you get older, you want to be this, you want to be that, and then you get older, and you know and it's always different. you know um, so um, yeah, I'm still figuring it out, but with all my problems, my anxiety, uh, depression, paranoia, um, all that stuff, um, PTSD, um, all the mental issues I have definitely impact uh, my life as well. So that definitely doesn't make anything easier. I'm not even gonna get into it. It's just that that's just to say that. Um, okay, so have you thought about contacting them? No, I haven't thought about contacting them. No, I have not at all, Aaron. Um, I watched the Scream show. I still watch it. I love the Scream show. I love what they did with the show, but no, I have not thought about reaching out to them. Never say never, but no, I never thought about it. Jeremy, he said working with someone who is in the SAG is really hard to get. Legally, they would have to be paid. It's even harder when it's a non-union job, which is when the rates can and are usually higher. Jeremy, won't you ask them to be in Ryan movies? I don't think there's much Jeremy can do. You know, if he couldn't, have an interview with Will Fitzgerald, Yeah, I mean, and it's fine. You know, I find my actors. I mean, I'll figure it out. um, but yeah, I definitely always I love that show. So, mm, wow. Well, you guys have like more questions about you know, my films? Like I'm always up to more and more questions. Um, I mean, I've been doing this stuff for 10 years. I mean, you guys have grown up with me. I know you guys have been subscribed to me, since the beginning or close to the beginning because I created my channel in 2009, at the end of 2009. But I know you guys have been my audience for a long time, and I'm very grateful. You guys are so supportive, and supportive of my work. Um, it's yeah. I didn't even know if I was going to get any responses from people on YouTube or I was going to get any popularity. On November 1st, when I put that on YouTube, I did not expect the responses people were that had gotten. All the comments, um, the likes. People were asking for a sequel. I remember just like a week after it came out, and then I started working on the script for November 2nd and started filming that movie like not too long after November 1st came out. It was very quick when I made the second movie. Um, and I just remember being very. I remember having this like euphoria by seeing all the views, all the comments, the likes by November 1st that I wanted to make the second one so good. Which is why the second film isn't shaky at all. It's all tripod. I put so much into November 2nd, more than people think I did. Especially, I told you guys that I had to re-edit the movie. Remember that? Remember when I edited the movie and I woke up one day and the whole project was gone? And then I contacted Apple and I tried to get the file back or whatever happened, and Apple didn't help me. They said, "Oh, you just have to re-edit the movie." That was Apple's help to me, and yet I have 3 Apple devices. Um, uh, they were not helpful in terms of helping with software, which is what they're about, which is software. Um, and it was iMovie, and I just was like, "Where did my stuff go? This stuff automatically saves, right?" And I had to re-edit November 2nd, and I had to remember how I edited it. That was insane. I almost wish that if I could go back, I would have filmed that whole process, and I probably would have made a documentary of the post of my movies, the editing process, and I might still do a film. I might still maybe do a documentary one day about the editing of my movies. But I think just one day I plan to do a documentary for my films. I think that's what I'm gonna do when I'm done filming these movies and editing them, is get a documentary out. Of course, a nonprofit documentary, but be cool to get a documentary out for my channel. Going into the whole process. Everyone that was involved. And or mostly everybody, and just go through the whole history of my channel, and go into things that I haven't gone into yet, maybe. Interview anybody I can interview. It's been always hard to get interviews from people, but hopefully I can get interviews in the future. And I think that'd be pretty cool. I think people would like that. Uh, like it's extras on a box set of something. Um, asking people to do interviews is easier than getting time decided to a film project. All the times I've asked for help, well, it's gone south. Yeah. How many subs do you have now? How many subscribers do I have? Or I don't know if you're asking Jeremy or asking me. Uh, I'd say subscribers I have are like 1,600, I think now, or over 1,600, around there, around there. Um, Jeremy says I have plenty of questions, but I kind of want to save them for the interview. Okay. Well, makes sense, Jeremy. But if you want to throw out maybe one question, I wouldn't mind. you know, it wouldn't be so bad. Mm. Don't worry, subscribers, audience, people are watching. My long hair will not be forever. This facial hair will not be forever. I will not be ugly forever. So, um, okay, I can throw it out there now. All right, cool. I would like to hear it. I have the 2018 MacBook, not the MacBook Pro. The MacBook model that was before the MacBook Air, the new MacBook Air that's come out took over. Where you can choose all the different kind of colors, space gray, gold, all that. I got the MacBook before they turned it into the Air, which I guess is like better computer than the MacBook that I have. Even though I do like the MacBook I have, it's a 2018 model, and I think it was like the last of that kind of model, or one of the last of that model, um, because I can tell definitely things were fixed of that computer. Because I know people had complaints with that model, but I love that it's just called MacBook. I miss the brand of the MacBooks just being called MacBook. It's always MacBook this, MacBook that. So it was nice. It's nice to own a MacBook. I got a 500 gig MacBook. I remember I extended the amount of space on it, and I got a Apple Care warranty with it. Um, and Yeah, I'm happy with it. And then I have an iMac. What I use for this is an iMac. This isn't a MacBook. This is an iMac. This is a 21-inch iMac. This is how I edit my movies. It's a 4K screen. Surprisingly, even though it's a 4K display, it does not play 4K video. Like 4K movies, like it won't play them. I can't watch stuff in 4K, yet it's a 4K TV. I mean, not 4K TV, 4K computer screen. It looks like a TV, but yeah, I need a screen this big to be able to put together my films, and then with my TV to project it. I also have a projector as well, so I'll use the projector to watch a lot of my rough cuts. And I create a lot of different cuts of my movies, like multiple, but they're not like these cuts of the movies where there's different kinds of endings. Like there's this ending, that ending, that ending, or this scene that was cut, this scene that was cut. It's more so just like making the film go faster and finding the right pacing for it. It's pacing the film in the right way, not necessarily getting rid of stuff in the movie. Just finding a good even ground of how fast or slow the movie should go. Um, I got the MacBook Pro 2019 model with the Touch Bar. Cool, yeah, because I heard a lot of great responses about the MacBook Pro, the 2019, 2020 models. They're really good. That's great. Yeah, that's cool. That's cool, Aaron. Yeah, yeah. Like, how is it like to those MacBook Pros, the new models? I'm just curious. Like, How long have you had it? I mean, how many months? What's the experience been? I like to ask Apple users that. 4K, Jeremy says 4K screen doesn't mean 4K. It's what's inside the computer screen lets you watch for. I know, and of course, when I bought the iMac, it didn't say HDR support. I know it didn't say UHD support, so it makes sense. And when I did get this iMac, 4K was not where it's at now. Um, so I got this 4K. I got this iMac before they even came Apple came out with that one free year Apple Care plan or Apple Care that you get when you get a Apple device. Now I have it on my iPhone, which is pretty cool. Um, on there, the um, uh, Apple TV, sorry, not Apple Care, Apple TV. Apple TV is for free for 1 year if whatever new Apple device you get. Um, so it's been cool to use it, but then there reaches a point, I guess, where I won't be able to um, watch my movies or something, or at least on Apple TV. But it's cool that I even get to use it right now. I mean, I have iTunes, and I think my movies will always be stored and saved because I, purchased them through iTunes. But um, it's cool though. Um, you like it, Aaron? Okay. You had one for a year. You didn't get the 2020 model. Okay. Jeremy says, "What project do you consider the worst you've done, but that people love?" Oh, okay. Good question. Good question. All right. All right. All right. All right. All right. You're asking me a tough one now. Um, what project do you consider the worst you've done, but that people love? That's good. That's good. That's good. That's good. Uh, I know, it is a good one. Do you want me to answer that? You know, would you rather re-ask me that question? Because I haven't answered it yet. Um, but if you want me to answer it, I can. I mean, you can ask me a question that's like, maybe not as big or something that. Okay. Um, go ahead. All right. Um, well, I hate to say it, but Halloween New Blood was the worst movie experience I have ever had, ever. Oh, you have bigger questions. That's all right. Awesome, Jeremy. I cannot wait for the Q&A. That's gonna be great. But yeah, Halloween New Blood is the number one of like I had a horrible experience, but people love it. People absolutely love Halloween New Blood. I've heard a bunch of great responses from people that don't even watch horror movies that watched it, that liked it. Um, if you go to the movie, you'll see the amount of likes it has, views already. Just after October, November, December, January, February, March, April. So in the 7 months, it's been doing very well, and even with the age restricted on it. Now, Jeremy, that better be a question that you have for me as well. What's it been like making your movies age restricted and losing popularity because I've had to age restrict my videos? That is a big one because that's a problem that I'm, of course, I'm running into with my films. Is I can't get the audience that I used to have because of the YouTube guidelines. Which sadly that means that many minors were watching my movies, my horror films, more than adults. Uh, that mm. Oh, trust me, I have bigger, deeper, maybe darker questions. Oh, okay. Jerry, you're gonna make me feel so like on the spot about everything. Oh my god. Oh my god. Jeez. I hope it's overall movie questions, because like that's the kind of questions that's what I liked to would like to answer more than anything. Of course, is movie related. Um, uh, will you will be shocked at maybe one or two questions. Okay. Um, okay. So, Aaron, you say, will you do more videos this week? Maybe. I'm not saying no, but I'm not saying yes. It's just how I feel. If I can, how bad my anxiety is, PTSD. If I can get myself to make a video or live stream. Um, yeah, I think I have I think I've definitely been impacted by the internet. I didn't notice it so much for years, for a long time. Um, but as time gone on, I was on the internet way too young, and I would say to any parents to not have your kids be on the internet. Now, I say that, that it's definitely more under control now than it was when the internet first came out, because there's guidelines now, which was never a thing back when I was a kid. There was just the internet, and on the internet you'd find all this crazy stuff. So at my age, I was seeing a bunch of crazy things, um, and yeah, and I got trolled pretty hardcore when I was 14. And people were very mean to me on the internet, very nasty. Back when I was Justin Bieber's age, back when Justin Bieber was popular. Um, like at that time, like when he was getting all that hate, and I was getting that hate on YouTube. Wasn't getting nowhere near the hate that he was getting, but um, yeah, when my generation was like starting to make um, whatever talent they had, music, video, music, movies, TV, um, games. I don't know. Uh, we all got, spitted on by people, by the older generation, um, and that's just how it was, and kind of how it still is. But yeah, I've definitely read some horrible things that people have said to me. Um, um, Things that were hard for me to move on from reading as a teenager at 14. To read messages like "Go die," and horrible things like that. You're a waste of life. Um, this and that. And then to go to school and act like everything's okay, and then you come home and you read all these comments, and it's full of all these trolls, and they're saying all these crappy things, you know, and you feel you just feel so I don't know be the word, but uh, you feel like a parody to people, like a cartoon character or something. So there's yeah, so it was hard when I was young, 14, 15, with haters. You can go back to actually one of my videos when I was 15. It's in my 2011 playlist. It's like I'm saying, "Oh, I'm getting really sick of haters," and I just remember getting so fed up with haters, with trolls, and eventually it came a point where I just blocked trolls, and wouldn't talk to them, and just wouldn't feed into it, because it's not worth it. It takes up way too much energy and everything. It's horrible. But I gave in when I was that age, to all that, because when you're 14, and 15, and you're that young, you're gonna say stuff back to the trolls, of course you will. And when people say, "Oh, don't say anything back," or da da da, at that age, you don't care, you know. It's like, well, I'm gonna say something back because they said something to me. So uh, there's definitely dark sides of the internet, and that's one of the bad things about the internet. People have killed themselves because of trolls that trolled me, that would say things to me that awful things to me that would, make me feel less of a person. And it was very awful. A lot of my generation had to go through that. And, this generation goes through that as well, but it's a little bit more controlled, maintained, you know. So it's a little different than when I joined YouTube. Anyway, sorry. Uh, I have Verizon. I don't. Yeah, I think I have Verizon. Um, Jeremy says it will be movies, movie related, and more. But man, you might be put on the spot, and if you don't want to hold back, don't. I want it to feel raw, unedited, and uncut. Okay. Oh man, how they treated you now. Don't let trolls get you there. Jealous because you're talented, so never stop. You're very talented, Ryan. Thank you, Aaron. I really appreciate that. Thank you. It's very nice for you to say that. Um, yeah, I don't feed into the trolls and stuff. Whatever bothers me is the lack of views I get, or lack of likes, or lack of comments. And I don't know if you guys remember how much I let the comments thing get to me when I back in 2017, 2016. You guys go to videos then, 2015, and I'm almost every video. I'm like, guys, comment more, comment more. It's so sad, because I wasn't desperate for attention. I just wanted a little more response from people. I wanted to get more opinions from people. You know, because I was still learning, and I'm still learning, of course. But to make these movies at this age, and all, it was just like get people's advice. People that may get it better than I do. To kind of post a comment, not to be cruel, but I even to that point, I was like, fine. If the person's got to be cruel to be honest, be cruel. You know, but it is too bad, um, because you know, hearing people's responses always helps me with understanding where I'm going with my films and my art, and where people want to see it go. When I don't really hear what people want, I don't know where to go. Sometimes, I mean, I do know where to go, but is it where you guys want the storylines to go, and everything? So uh, that's why I think it's important to communicate with you guys, or do a live stream like this, and get your opinions about that, because this is when we can talk about it, like you guys can talk to me. Not many directors, just to let you know, by the way, we'll talk to their subscribers and go to them and ask them, hey, what do you really think of this, and why, and like really, you know not dissecting like what um how someone thought of my movie, and why they didn't like it and why they liked it, but I would like to know these things, because it helps with where I'm going with everything. Anyway, repeating myself again and again. Uh, you are almost at 1,600 subscribers. I'm proud of you. Oh, thanks, Aaron. I appreciate that. Thank you. I wish I had 2,000. By this point. But the fact that I have 1,600 is better than nothing. Like, I'd rather have 1,600 subscribers that actually watch my stuff than have, a million subscribers and it's all people that really don't care about me. Usually the smaller channels like mine are a little more real, and the YouTubers are a little more real, and their audiences are a little more real. Seems like the smaller channels are more like that. So don't worry, nothing horrible. I'm not going to ask you anything that will make you feel horrible. I'm not going to bring up anything about actors. Okay, cool. Um, you should be proud of, Aaron says you should be proud of yourself. Your channel has grown over the years. Thank you, Aaron. Well, I am. I am. Well, what did you guys think of my 10-year anniversary video that I did? Where it's all those shots of my movies throughout, all the 10 years, and it's like the best clips, and it's like the music, and I like list all the titles, of all the movies, and I like number them. They're all numbered, and they're numbered. Each one's like numbered in the color of the movie, and like I wish I would have gotten more comments from people on that video because I really worked hard on that. I really did. I wish I would have gotten more responses from you guys of that. I didn't feel betrayed, but I felt a little saddened that I didn't hear more from you guys. And I usually take things personal from you guys like that. Um, but I did feel that way about that video, 10 years of RBR Short 13, because I put a lot into that. I put a lot of time into that and thought, and it was very disappointing that I didn't get more responses from you guys. And then I felt like I did something wrong, like I didn't make it entertaining enough video. Maybe the music wasn't good enough. Um, I feel like I did not do what I was setting out to do. Um, and I feel like redoing entirely a 10-year video again because I didn't get a lot of responses from people about it. Um, but people are busy. I get it. But yeah, it would have been cool to receive more because it's clips from all the movies, and all the most iconic shots. It just out of all the videos, I would think that would be the one that would be the most commented, most liked, you know. But uh, Jeremy says I don't think I saw that video. I will have to go back and check it out. Yes, please check it out. 10 years of Arbitrary 13. It's a collab of like all my movies in one video, and it's like the best elements, and it celebrates 10 years, and it shows like wow the history of RBR from 13. Like it's look at this 10-year span, you know. And what I love is it's not in order. It's all out of order. The clips, which I thought was more interesting than, oh, I'm going to show footage of November 1st, then November 2nd, then November 3rd, and and like that. It's all over the place, which I thought was more entertaining. It's raining outside. If any of you guys live in PA? Are you guys hearing any rain? Any of you guys out in Philly? Because it's raining right now. Most people that do YouTube videos are fake. Yes, I do know that. Most people, well, I don't want to say most people on this planet, but many, many people on this planet are fake. So that would be the reason why many YouTubers are fake. But there are people, on YouTube and in this world that are real. There are those good people out there. They're just, they might be a little difficult to find, but there are good people. And we all have to remember that, even though it's true that there are many, many terrible people, and a lot of people don't say hi to each other anymore, and etc. But there are good people, you know. Um, I try to think that way, to have that mindset that everyone's bad. It's just I think is a negative. It's not so. It's a depressing thought, So I don't like to think that everyone is horrible because it's a nightmarish thought because I don't like to believe that at all. I, I've known some nice people in my lifetime, so um, Yeah. Um, I just found out you had Twitter. I thought, Jeremy, are you serious that you I've had Twitter since 2009. Jeremy, it's oh man, come on, man. Jeremy, dude. It's on my YouTube channel as well. How do you not know? I did not know I had a Twitter account for 10 over 10 years. Sorry, sorry. It's storming here in Maryland. You're in Kentucky, you're in Maryland? Well, okay, okay, so Jeremy, you're in the East Coast, so yeah, so I think it's raining a lot on the East Coast. I've been hearing, yeah, it's been raining everywhere. But they say April showers bring May flowers, right? Even though outside it already looks like spring. It's looked like spring in PA. It's never stopped looking like spring actually, because we only got like what one snowfall, and that was it, and it wasn't even that bad. Or it was like one or two. It was like two, and it wasn't even that bad. And that was sad because growing up in the Midwest, it was always like in the wintertime, we'd get like a lot of inches of snow. It'd be snowing consistently. I was able to get the movie shots I needed to get with the snow that we had in Wisconsin. So, like earlier in my movies, the snow, not Minor versus Jason, but the films before that, that was all real snow. That was all real snow, all real, that was not to say Ghostface Story. That was real snow. It was a mix of real snow and CGI. So it was a mix of both. But any movies before that that had snow was real, which I liked. Filming in actual snow. Uh, and what was so convenient is that the weather would just happen, and I wouldn't have to get a crew, and all this for it to snow. It would just snow. It was great. But PA, I have not had the luxury of weather that I wish I was gonna get out here. So I've had to go on digital CGI with certain things now. I've had to do more CGI than practical in some areas as time has gone on, and not stuff that's unnecessary CGI. Um, because I'm not the biggest fan of computer. I'm not the biggest fan of CGI anyway. I love old school filmmaking, like Tarantino filmmaking, Scorsese filmmaking. Um, filmmakers that make films that are movies, you know, like Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, that's a movie, uh, The Departed, right? That's a movie. Um, that goes on, Um, uh, those films weren't like, yes, they were made on a computer in terms of they were edited, you know, on a computer, but shot on a computer. I mean, these actors were in real locations, real environment. I'm sure forms of green screen were used. Like every movie has CGI now, but those movies, like the less CGI, the more I get into it. Same as what I do like about the new Star Wars films. What I will say is that they're more practical than CGI. The prequels are very CGI, and I can't handle that much CGI. I can't do it. Maybe if I'm a kid, maybe that's why I enjoyed the prequels so much when I was a kid, because I didn't care. But when you get older, and if you become a filmmaker and you study movies and what makes a movie good, what makes a movie bad, your perspective changes a bit, you know. And movies kind of become a little less fun because what goes on behind the scenes. That there's a writer, that there's a director. You know, movies were so, I don't, what's going on here when I was a little kid, because I didn't know about director or directors, writers, that there was a director of a movie, there was a writer, there was this, there was that. Only thing I really knew was that there were actors, and these actors did these movies with random people. I didn't think as a kid about all that. There's this person that works on this of the movie, and this person that works on that in the movie. Um, it's been almost 10 years since we met. Yeah, it's true, Jeremy. Yeah. I think we started talking a lot in 2011 and then 2012, when we became, good friends. And you've been one of my best friends, Jeremy, since 2012. Um, so don't never forget that. And okay, and Aaron says, "How do you feel about movies beginning closed?" I don't. How do you feel about movies being? You mean being closed? Do you mean movie theaters? Do you mean movie theaters? Uh, won't you do green screen? I have done green screen before. Maybe you didn't notice it. Maybe it was that good. um, but yeah, uh, I've done green screen before, but I'm not the biggest fan of it. It's very difficult, very tricky. You have to get the right kind of lighting. Um, so overall, I like to do actual locations stuff. And you guys know the kind of filmmaker I am. You guys know that I love. By this point, you guys should know that I love authenticness. Where it's real and it's in your face and gritty. Maybe not so much like you know that gritty. But to the point where the movies feel like life, they feel realistic, and even if if the story's fantasy, or whatever, to have a form of realism to it. um I like to connect with the audience. I like my films to connect with the audience, rather than the movie just being the movie and people are like, yeah, you know I feel like I can definitely get better maybe on the emotional connection of my characters, or the stories, etc. Because I haven't really tugged people's heartstrings really a lot, where people have cried to my films. Um, I've gotten clapping, from movies and from people and stuff, and different kind of reactions, but never like people crying. So I've never have had that in my films before. So I've yet to, of course, to get better with drama in terms of that kind of drama. You know what I mean? The drama that makes you, because there's dramas where characters cry, but you don't cry. You know what I mean? The kind of drama where you cry to it. You know. Um, Jeremy says, "I remember holding the Ghostface film." Yeah, you did, Jeremy, and thank you for that. Because I mean, thankfully nothing happened to my footage, and everything was fine. But I'm grateful that I was able to trust someone with my all that footage. That was a scary thing for me to trust anybody, but you were always nice to me, so I was like, I don't see Jeremy doing anything. So I never saw you. I never thought you were someone capable of doing something like that, where like you would, you know, mm, edit my movies and get them out there and say they're yours and stuff. I know you, wouldn't have done that. Yeah, and you didn't even watch the stuff, and I even said that you could. I didn't mind that. But I know that if something would have happened to my footage, you would have had it, and I would have been able to have gotten it back. But I remember you telling me that something happened to your computer. I think it was by December, right? Where like, or you lost the footage or something, or something happened to it. I forgot the whole everything, but I remember a little bit of it. Yeah. Yeah, the Destiny of a Ghostface bloopers would be pretty fun to release. Um, I have a lot of gag reels I have yet to put out on my YouTube channel as well. That would be something to be that see like I want to do all that, but I really really have to make these next two movies first that I'm working on. Um, they have to be made, because that's all my mind's going to be focused on. in terms of my art and my YouTube channel and everything. And yeah, not until those movies are done where I will come out with a documentary for you guys of my movies, deleted scenes, bloopers, behind the scenes stuff, like stuff that I've not have put on my channel yet that I may have should have put on my channel throughout the years, maybe, more commentaries, because I love doing commentaries, audio commentaries for my films. I know you guys like that. Um, and I know my commentaries maybe not always be the most insightful or whatever, but thing is, my movies are not like 2 hours, so it's not like I have 2 hours to talk. My movies are either like 3 minutes to 40 minutes. So I have limited timing of how much I can talk about what went into the movie and everything. So it's always that struggle of like, okay, how do I not make myself sound boring or rushed, but but to explain the what happened with these movies or about these movies. um Jeremy says, I lost the footage when the computer crashed, but he still had it, thankfully. Yeah. Yes. Yes. Yeah, that's how I felt when he said that. And I remember now. Yeah, he said your computer crashed, and I was like, "Oh, thank goodness I have the footage." Oh my god, I wouldn't know what I'd do because I mean that was two films at the same time. I mean, and Jeremy, you remember how big those movies were, like the amount of gigabytes storage. Like you could tell by the amount of clips. Like the it was a big movie. You could see why I was separating it into two films. Um, so I'll never forget that. Well, guys, I'm gonna get off the stream in about 12 minutes. So by 2:30, I'm gonna get off here. Okay. So you guys have any more questions or anything else you'd like to talk about? Um, you know, continue, please. It'd be great to hear more. I remember doing the titles and credits for the first part of the film. It was very big. Yeah, I remember, Jeremy. Thank you for doing the credits for Destiny Part One, because seriously, I have to say could not have done the movie without you, in the sense that you did all those credits that short amount of time. You knew that I was like the movie was coming out so quickly, and I was limited on timing and making credits and all that. And you offered to help, and it was so. Maybe the credits could have been a little better, but you tried, and I appreciated your effort. And even though it was like, I remember when you sent me the clip, it went like this. Remember that the credits, they were like this quick. People when people watch part one, they don't know that it went that fast. You know, um, when you watch the movie, the credits go at a pace like movie theater credits do. And the music and stuff. Um, I remember being so tired and like burnt out when I was doing that. I remember when I was working on Destiny Part One, uh, making the end credits long and timing it with the music was really difficult. I remember, and I just remember being so happy when the movie was done because you remember, Jeremy, what went into Destiny Part One, and how tough my life was then. Like it was a difficult time, and that it was not just one movies, it was two movies. And you and of course Aaron and all you guys were there. You guys were there for me, when I was going through all that, and you guys still are, which is great. But you guys knew that I had a tough you know tough background, um uh and that in my life, I found movies at 14, and just made movies because I want it to, be something in my life, and do something that was, meaningful in some way and entertain people. And I kind of, I I'm glad that I did that, but at the same time, I didn't just live my life as a kid, then, I grew myself up too fast a lot as well, with making all those movies. I became a manager, and all this and that, like what if 14, 15, 16. I mean, I was like way too young, to be in charge of this or that, and I'm amazed how far I've gotten. Uh, Honestly, it's pretty insane. But I'm grateful, and I've had a lot of great experiences, and I know that I've gotten better as time has gone on. But it's still, like, I have a lot more to learn. With my art, with my films. I know that I have a lot uh, more to study, which isn't a bad thing. It's always good to consistently learn more and more. Um, but yeah, okay. I remember those late Skype calls trying to get the movie done. Yeah, yeah, I remember that. Yeah, that was so funny. That was so funny. Oh, so like I would Skype you, Jeremy, and I'd be like, "Oh my god, uh, I'm filming the next movie scene tomorrow or something," right? Or I'd be like, "Oh, I just got done filming the movie." It would always be exciting when I would get to call people, after filming, a day of filming. I would, talk to people and be like, "Yeah, I got it done. I got this scene done." Or I would post something on my social media, or whatever. I'd do something and get people excited, because that way the day would feel less empty. That what I contributed. Um, but I remember having to go back to and edit the credits. I remember you did have to go back, and yeah, I remember that. Tell your mom and sister I said hi for me. Yep, I will. I will do that. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That was fun. The Skype chats. Oh my god, that was funny. Yeah, yeah. And I remember I would say to you like, oh, if I yeah, if I if I die in a plane crash or something, like please have my footage saved. you know? And you're like, "Oh, okay." I'm like, "Get my movies out if I die," like these movies, the Destiny films are way too great. They're way too good to just like, you know, and yeah, that was yeah, yeah, it was cool chats. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. And just to think like, Jeremy, like it was yesterday, it was 2011, right? It was 2012, now it's 2020. I'm 24, you're 25, right? You're 25, 26. Yeah. Um, and can you believe like, the fast life goes, it really does, you know. Oh, like the other day, like I was graduating, school and everything, and you know, now I'm living in PA, making my movies, staying isolated inside because of the coronavirus. Oh, um, you were like, "Edit the film if I die, even if they don't look good, at least they're out." Yeah, yeah, I did say that, yeah. Because seriously, like, I didn't care if they wouldn't have been edited the best, just the point that they were, out there was, what I cared about. And, I'm definitely sure you would have done your absolute best, with the footage that you would have had. And even the footage that you had, the movie wasn't even completed in terms of like you knew that I had to add in scenes, reshoots. There were certain effect shots that I had to redo because they didn't work. Um, yeah, you're 25. You'll be 26 in May. Yeah. Yeah. So you're always like you're older. Yeah. Word of advice: don't let people bring you down. Thank you, Aaron. That is great advice. I really appreciate that. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. I'm down on myself quite a bit, and I have to. I don't want to say that it's my PTSD. Why I'm negative, but I think that's the reason why I'm so negative. Because I was not honestly before I was traumatized, the traumatic events that I've gone through. Before I went through the traumatic events and why I'm traumatized now, um, I was not a negative person at all. I was very outgoing, always talking positive, and I hated negativity. Like I would never talk negative. Like I just did not like bad energy. I was not. I was that kind of person. When I went through traumatic events in my life, um, that changed, I think, my brain because I became a morbid person after certain things I went through, and I became very depressing. I'm not. I guess I'm just not. I guess I'm not a fun person to be around in terms of like um, just hanging out in general, because pretty much everyone I know isn't as negative as I am. So yeah, I'm definitely not the most positive person. Very negative person. I try not to be negative, and it's something that I work on in therapy. Um, I'm always working with my psychologist on stuff. Because it's an awful way to live awful way to live your life is to be negative. You know, and it's not good to bring yourself down. You know, and it's stuff that I have to work on. But at least I'm not in denial about it. I know that I have these issues, and I have to consistently work on them. And it's not easy, but I'd rather work on them than not work on them. Because if I wasn't working on them, I'd lose my mind. Um, you got Xbox name? Yes. My YouTube channel is my Xbox name, Aaron. Um, I have games such as Ghost Recon, Wildlands, Ghost Recon, Breakpoint. I've been playing Breakpoint because the new Splinter Cell DLC that came out, Deep State. I don't know if you saw the trailer for that. Um, I have GTA 5. Um, I think I do have GTA Online. I'm not the biggest fan of GTA Online, but I know that mostly everybody goes on GTA Online. Um, and then I have all the Splinter Cell games. I have Splinter Cell Blacklist, Conviction. Um, I have Call of Duty Black Ops 4. I have Red Dead Redemption 2. Uh, so I got some games. Mortal Kombat 11. Um, or no, it was Mortal Kombat. Nah, it's 10 or 11. Yeah. If you want to know the games I play. Jeremy says, um, uh, I remember my brother asking me why I was storing some much footage, and I said it's top secret film. I'm sorry, Jeremy. You're funny. The interview is gonna be awesome. I cannot wait. I cannot wait, man. It's gonna be great. Um, uh, he said, "Oh, okay, cool." I had to disclose to my mom that I was keeping your movie. Oh my god. Well, at least they're nonprofit movies, you know. At least I wasn't making money off of them, so you weren't like, uh, you weren't, you know, you weren't this person, responsible holding footage, that's going to make profit one day off of this. Of course, is this is all nonprofit, so um, I just don't, it's hard to trust people today, and you don't want things to get leaked. Um, due to the PCS memory. Okay. I love to hang out with you and chill, go movies. Oh, cool. Yeah, yeah. But too bad you're in Kentucky, man. But yeah, at least you get to get to talk to me and my subscribers, through this live YouTube live streams, and get to see my films and my videos, and yeah, and if you ever want to play an Xbox, let me know. But yeah, uh, okay, so that's your Xbox name. Okay. Oh man, Jeremy, why you gotta do that? All right, well, it's over 2:30. Now it's already been over 2 hours and 30 minutes. All right, Jeremy. It was great. Thank you for uh being being here at the chat, the live chat. Commenting on the live chat. Uh, Thank you. I'm glad, and thank you, Aaron. For being on the live stream. Thank you guys. I had a great conversation with you guys. This was awesome, and I'm glad that I got to. We got to talk about my films and what's going on. I'm glad you guys are doing well. You guys are healthy. You guys aren't sick. That's good. You guys don't have the coronavirus. I mean, this is good. I'm grateful that you guys are healthy, my friends are healthy, family's healthy, you know and it's important. I'm glad you guys are doing good, because like we're losing a lot of people, and I can't lose you guys. No. um yeah, this was great, guys, and yes, yeah, I'll add you, Aaron. Hold on, let me write down your I'm old school. Let me grab my notepad. Okay, so you are okay. All right. Okay, I will look up your gamer tag and add you as soon as I can. On my notepad here. Sorry. All right. Thank you, Aaron. Thanks for being my friend. Greatly appreciate it. And so that's my live stream, guys. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you, Jeremy. Thank you, Aaron. Oh, Jeremy says I might get the new Xbox. Yeah, saying is I want to get the Xbox Series X. I have the Xbox One X, and it's amazing, by the way. I'm not, no hate to PlayStation. I have a PS4. I love PS4. Um, the problem with PlayStation is it's not backwards compatible, and that's the biggest mistake that Sony made with the PS4. They came out with this Pro and all that, and they didn't. I mean, they did some remasters, like with Manhunt. They remastered the original Manhunt, on the PS4, which was great. They remastered a lot of Rockstar games, and brought maybe some old games, but overall they did not make it compatible with old games, and that was disappointing. With the Xbox, mostly all 360 games and a lot of the original Xbox games are compatible. with the Xbox One X. And in fact, I can play all my Splinter Cell games on the Xbox One X. I don't have to worry about losing any of my games because with the PlayStation, I would have to worry about losing Splinter Cell Conviction or something. So, uh, but any next gen consoles that come out, I always get both. I will get the next Xbox and I will get the next PlayStation, unless it's like that bad. But like I did with this time, I mean, I got an Xbox 360 and a PS3, and then with this new gen consoles, I got uh, um, Xbox One and PS4. Now I got a PS4 first, and then Xbox One, um, and it was mainly because of the backwards compatibility whole thing. Uh, and then so I do plan, and of course, to get a Series X and a PS5, but the lack of promotion for these consoles and everything, has just been harder for me to get excited for it, you know, and I want to be able to get rid of my Xbox and a lot of games, to to be able to get um, the next Xbox. But I guess we'll just see where everything goes as time goes. I think I'll probably wait till the prices decrease, of the consoles. Despite how much I'd love to get them right away, to be realistic, it may not be, uh, a possibility. But sounds like they have some new exciting at launch games, and we have GTA 6 on its way, guys. Anyway, um, all right, you have the PS4, Jeremy. All right, I am RBR Films on um, PS4 or films. All right. So if you want to add me on there, feel free to. And if anybody's watching this live stream replayed, you can add me on PlayStation or Xbox if you want. That's right, Jeremy. You are on my friends list. Yes, my Xbox games are part digital, part disc. Some of them are digital, some of them are disc. I think that's smart because uh, I think everybody eventually wants to get rid of one of their games, to save space or whatever. And or let's just say that you lose your. This thing is now is you don't need to worry about losing your account and anything anymore, because now they ask for your phone number. There's always some way to get access to your account now, like that whole I can't get into my account whole thing is like in the past now where unless it's YouTube, you know. Um, but it seems like social media has handled all that better with accounts, with people recovering their accounts because that was a issue back in the day. Anyway, um, what your name on Xbox and then on Xbox, guys? Any of you Xbox fans? I'm an Xbox fan. Um, RBR Short Films 13. So my YouTube channel is it's the same, and it's the same like the same lower space and uppercase is the same. So nothing's different. Just friend request me on there. I'm more on my Xbox than my PlayStation. I really don't go online anymore on my PS4. I guess I just lost interest in the PS4. You know, Battlefront 2. It was a fun game and stuff, but there wasn't really a lot to do on the PS4, like there is on the Xbox. You can do so much more on the Xbox than you can on the PS4, and that's me, a console gamer since I was a kid. I grew up with the PS1, the PS2, the GameCube, the old Xbox. I was there, when those consoles came out. So I would say the Xbox has definitely has succeeded the PlayStation this time around. You know, uh, I got many. I got mainly digital because I don't like GameStop. Yeah, well, you can go to Best Buy or Walmart, or Target, to get a game. And there's something fun of just going out, right? And going to a store and buying what you want to get, right? And and then you take it home with you and you have a disc, and right? And it's like in your hand, it's a physical copy. I mean, it's something cool, right? I mean, when you download it, it's still special, yes, but it's not the same, you know. There's something about having that disc and that cover art and everything, and that's a special, Um, but the benefits of owning games digitally is, of course, when us Xbox users, PlayStation users, the next gen, we will get our PS4 games back, right? And our Xbox One X games. We will receive both of them, right? I don't see our games erased, that have been purchased, because in the Xbox store you think that it would all be saved. Um, I'd be very shocked if a move was made like that by Sony and Microsoft, where you couldn't games that you have saved digitally from your previous, uh, you know, gen console with your gamer tag. If you can't get your games back, that's not cool. So I do like owning discs, um, but the thing is like disc gets scratchy, right? And of course they don't like DVD discs do, but they can get scratchy. You never have to worry about that with digital, the disc getting messed up, you know. So I do get the whole digital aspect because I own a lot of things digitally as well. So um, okay, okay, Aaron. Now I'm playing Ghost Recon Breakpoint, so um, yeah, I'm kind of like playing a game right now. But it's cool though, is if you have with your Xbox friends, you can actually invite them to um, Ghost Recon Breakpoint and have them play with you. But uh, they, you have to have, of course, Xbox Live, and you have to have the DLC or etc. But that person can play with you, but it's only available till June, and maybe because it's the coronavirus, like you know, they're doing stuff like that. But let me know, yeah, yeah, because I'm looking for people to play Ghost Recon Breakpoint more, to beat missions and stuff. I already beat all the Splinter Cell DLC. I'm on the Terminator content now. Um, so um, yeah, some games you get to disc, Jeremy. Okay, cool. Um, all right, any other questions, guys? You guys have, because I'm gonna wrap it up here. My stream. So if you guys have any other questions or anything, let me know. Jeremy, I would recommend an Xbox, uh, but I don't know how the Series X is going to be, and I don't know how the PS5 is going to be, so I can't really judge these consoles yet. We'll see as time progresses which console is better. Um, you know, we'll see. At least PS5 will be compatible with PS4. You know, and I think there's been talks that PS3 might be compatible, so that's cool. All right. Talk to you soon, Jeremy. It's great talking to you, and I can't wait for the interview. Just message me, Jeremy, when you'd like to do the interview. And Aaron, no, no, my name is RBR Short Films 13 on Xbox. I'm RBR Short Films 13. My YouTube channel is that name. Yeah, and you have to type it in the same way my YouTube channel is the way it's typed. So like the RBR, it's all capital, and then short is all lowercase, and then capital F, and of course capital S, but then lowercase HORT, and then for films lowercase ILMS, but capital F, and then 13. Talk to you soon, and whenever you want to do the interview, I'm there. All right, Jeremy, I'll let you know. Okay, we'll definitely will do this interview sooner than later. And yeah, I definitely will get in contact with you soon about it. All right, guys. This was a great live stream. I'll save it, and I'll talk to you all soon. All right. Stay safe, everybody. Okay, all stay safe. You know, um, let's all be safe during this time with this outbreak. And I wish nothing but the best for all you guys. You know, uh, and I hope that everything gets better. Like this is just like yeah. So it's great talking to you guys. I'll talk to you all very soon. All right, peace.